Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Big developments. The Ukrainians launch Storm Shadow missiles at Russia, Kursk region. The Russians claim that they downed some of them, and the Russians retaliate with ballistic missiles, intercontinental ballistic missiles, capable of carrying nuclear warheads. We're going to find out how many ships the Russians have on standby in the Black Sea. It was another overnight missile and drone attack on Ukraine. And let's get started. Let's go with the first article, which comes from Ukrinform. It is from the 21st of November 2024. Russia keeps 5 Kalibr missile carriers in Black Sea. At submarines probably, and just vessels like this. I thought these guys were kicked out of the Black Sea. I guess not. There are currently 24 enemy warships. I thought they were all gone. In the Black Sea, including 5 equipped with Kalibr cruise missiles, capable of a combined salvo of up to 28 missiles. In the Black Sea, there are, and I'm quoting, 24 enemy ships, 5 of which are carriers of Kalibr cruise missiles with a total salvo potential of up to 28 missiles. No enemy ships are present in the Sea of Azov, the report states. All right, so it seems like the Russians still have things in the Black Sea. Ukrinform. Russia launches missile strike on Ukraine. Missile strike. Russian forces have launched missiles from 295 strategic bombers with missile trajectories shifting directions. This is according to the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Cruise missiles have been reported heading southeast towards Zaporozhye, approaching Dnipro, as well as over Chernihiv, Kiev, Poltava region. So Zaporozhye, Dnipro, Chernihiv, Kiev, Poltava. So Kiev is right here, Zaporozhye is down here, Dnipro is down here, Poltava here, and the other one, I think it was Chernihiv, Chernihov. So they picked certain targets, they didn't just shoot all over the place. Let's see, what else? Earlier, nationwide air raid alert has been issued due to the threat of ballistic missiles. That's exactly what happened. And look what the Poles did. Ukrainska Pravda, the same Thursday, November 21st, 2024. Poland scrambles jets in response to Russian missile attack on Ukraine. So these guys launched, launched in Kiev, Chernihiv, Poltava, Dnipropetrovsk or Dnipro, right here, and Zaporozhye, and the Poles, which are about, I don't know, about 500 kilometers from here, right here, they scrambled jets right here, ready. Will they shoot them down? Well, I'm waiting for those moments. Poland scrambled its military aircraft in response to Russia's missile attack on Ukraine on the morning of 21st of November. The operational command activated all available forces and resources in line with established procedures. On-duty fighter jets were scrambled while ground-based air defense systems and radar reconnaissance assets were placed on the highest level of readiness. Why? They shit their pants that the Russians will use nuclear weapons. And they feel like, as we say in Romania, se simt cu musca pe căciulă. That means they are, suspicious, or they feel like they have the fly on their head. That means they did something. So I think the Poles should be ready if the Americans will activate them against the Russians. And they will be activated. Poland will be activated against Russia for the good cause of peace and democracy and freedom. The same garbage. All right, so let's move to the next article. We find out that Hungary was also in high alert. Sputnik, Hungary to deploy in the future air defense systems near border with Ukraine, defense minister. Where is that at? That is right here. This is Hungary. This is a little piece right here. This is Romania. Right here. This is all Romania. You like this? Yeah. Okay. This is Romania right here. This is Hungary with Zakarpattia here. Then we have Slovakia and we have Poland with its part of whatever they want to take. And they will take all this part and as much they can get. So this is where the Hungarians will place their air defense systems right here, protecting their territory. Hungary will deploy air defense and control systems in the country's northeast, which borders Ukraine. And I'm quoting, in preparations for everything that might happen, I have ordered to install in the northeastern parts of the country newly purchased air defenses and control systems. With the help of these systems, we can improve detection accuracy in the airspace control zone and reduce the time of response. This guy said the measure was taken after Ukraine received permission to use West-provided missiles for strike deep into Russian territory and changes its Russian nuclear doctrine. He said, adding that Budapest, and I'm quoting, continues to believe that peace will be achieved through diplomacy and not through military force. I don't know in what world you live in, but hey, that's the way you think. I hope, but it's too late now for hopes. This happened. And what are you going to do? Protect. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said that the authorization to strike deep inside Russia, if it was accepted and communicated to the Kiev regime, would mean a new round of tension. Peskov also recalled that Russian President Putin had clearly formulated Moscow's position on the decision to strike Russian territory with long-range weapons. Okay, we know the theory. We wait for the practice. Next one. The new voice of Ukraine. First Storm Shadow missile strike on Russia targets key Kursk military site. Only military site. That's all. That's all. The foot in the door. How do you know? Because they tell you so. If the Russians say that these guys targeted civilian areas, you will not trust them because the Russians are lying. But hey, we don't lie here in the West. All right, so what is that at? Kursk is right here. So these guys used Storm Shadow missiles to hit inside Russia with the support of nobody but their own forces, right? The outlet indicated that, and I'm quoting, a substantial number of missiles were used in the attack. Video footage shared online captured approximately 15 explosions, although some may have been caused by Russian air defense systems, according to the report. The video appears to have been filmed near the historic Baryatinsky estate, now a sanatorium managed by Russia's presidential administration. According to Defense Express, the facility eastern section may have housed a military installation, likely a communication hub. May, it's possibly, so this is what they say, right? I'm assuming this is a command post in Kursk Oblast. It's not civilians, it's military. Why? Because they say so. God damn it. Next one, Russia Today, 21st of November 2024. British state media, how do you like that one, confirms Storm Shadow strike deep inside Russia. The UK has allegedly followed the US in allowing Kiev to freely use Western long-range weapons. So Ukraine has fired British supplied Storm Shadow missiles at targets in Russia's Kursk region. The BBC, which is they call it here state media, reported on Wednesday. The claim follows Washington granting permission for Kiev to use ATACMS missiles in long-range strikes against Russia. While London has not officially confirmed allowing Kiev to use its missiles against targets inside Russia's internationally recognized territory, the BBC claimed to have received information from British officials indicating that Defense Secretary John Healey spoke with his Ukrainian counterpart. All right, well, let's see what else. US approves Ukraine's use of long-range Storm Shadow missiles. The Times. This is Wednesday, yesterday. So the US, one country, approved another country to use a third country's weapons. So who's in charge? Who's in charge? It's like your neighbor allows you to use those guys' weapons to strike someone else. Interesting. You know who's behind all this? Yeah, the Ruskies. The US officials have stated that the United States has granted Ukraine permission to use them because, as I said, Ukrainians unfortunately are just a finger on the gun to use Storm Shadow missiles for strikes on Russia. And I'm quoting, the turning point came when Russia deployed soldiers from North Korea to fight in the war. This is their justification. How about you providing Ukraine with, let me think, about $200 billion, airplanes, fighter jets, tanks, armored vehicles, howitzers, Patriot systems, HIMARS systems, Javanils, Javili, all the, it's okay. And you have also trainers and some volunteers over there, and you help them with the satellite and with the information, pinpointing and picking targets and approving or not approving the target. And these guys, that was the turning point, man. That's it. This is the last drop. What did I tell you? What they tell you? They will use this as C, and this happened when? About 3 weeks ago, and you've been at it for 3 years. So that was 3 weeks versus 3 years. And I told you what's going to be next. These imbeciles here, they're going to get you and us in a hot war with Russia if the Russians will not use a ballistic missile to fuck us up. In the meantime, before everything stops, they will use the same argument. We need to send NATO troops over there. Because look, the North Koreans are over there according only with the Americans and the Ukrainians. All right? So it's like you have the 10 foxes that are a family, and you say, hey, who ate those chicken over there, huh? And those guys, no, not me. I was with him. I was alibis, I be with. You are the suspects. It's of course you're gonna say it is the North Korean troops involved. I don't know. I want to hear what Zimbabwe says about the North Korean troops' involvement in Ukraine. I want to hear what Bangladesh has to say. I don't know. Something that is outside of Kebono. Who benefits? So who benefits if this is reported? These guys, because they're going to say, we can send troops in response. You got that? I mean, this is so kindergarten level. Kindergarten level. All right, let's go to the next one. Comes from Russia Today. The same. 21st of November. 2 British-made long-range missiles shot down. Russian Ministry of Defense. The ministry had not specified where exactly the Storm Shadow missiles were intercepted. My thing is this. Okay. They launched it. What are you gonna do? You say that if they do that to you, then you will launch a boom, 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 a mushroom. No? I'm not waiting for that to happen. But these guys are just pushing it. And these guys told them, the Russians, guys, this is a red line. Now let's see if the Russians will be pushed to cross the red line. Do you like how I formulated that? Will be pushed to cross the red line. Why? They didn't have to do that. And they did. Why? It's war, baby doll. The Ukrainians defend our freedoms and our family values, our traditions, everything we stand for. Click, 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 out. Let's move on to the next one. Here it is. Ukrinform. Bloomberg. Ukraine fires Storm Shadow missiles at Russia for the first time. So we got that one. And it says here, the UK approved the use of Storm Shadow missiles in response to Russia deploying North Korean troops in its war against Ukraine. You got it? You got it? A move that British government considered to be an escalation. The Brits and other weasels, I'm talking about the governments, they froze the Russian assets. They imposed about what? 15, I lost count, 14, 15 rounds of sanctions on Russia, about 15,000 of them. They were not aligned. They were not in an alliance with Ukraine. They did it for 3 years. They kicked Russia out of this, kicked Russia. Some blown up the Nord Stream pipelines. We don't know who did it. And now, oh my God, that is it, man. That's it. It's called somehow a fallacy. I can't remember how it's called. A fallacy when you have a problem at hand, but then you pick something else that's not related to that to justify your actions. It's like a police officer stops you for, I don't know, something that he claims you did, and you say, well, you know what, I don't like your hat, how your hat sits on your head, so bye-bye. I think that's what it is. You pick something that is really not an issue of the big real issue, like, oh my God, because of those. It's like the guys with self-defense. Remember the guys with self-defense, the only country, all right? So they can do what the fuck ever they want in the name of self-defense. They say, it's self-defense. So if someone flicks me over my nose, can I strangle him? I can get his wife and, as a retaliatory strike. Can I do that in self-defense? You attacked me because of that flick over my nose. I'm gonna just, huh? And then, you look good, baby doll. Come over. No. That's the way it is. It's imbecilic. But hey, it works with the baboons. It works with the baboons. All right, let's see what the Russians say here. Sputnik, Russian air defense shot down 2 UK-made Storm Shadow missiles. We got that one. Thank you very much. Only Americans can do it, according to Sputnik. Why Ukrainians can't launch ATACMS alone. So that's why these guys say when the Ukrainians use ATACMS alone, or when they use it, supposedly, it's the Americans. I'm going to say this. This is a analysis, all right? So someone said this. Now it's up to you to do some more research. 5 US-made Army tactical missile systems, ATACMS missiles, were intercepted, and one was damaged by S-400 and Pantsir air defense systems on November 19th, as Ukrainian forces launched 6 missiles at Russia's Bryansk region at 3:25 exactly a.m. So remember, these guys use ATACMS, they use Storm Shadows. All these fall under the nuclear doctrine. The US is getting bogged down in the Ukraine conflict despite assertions to the contraries, and I'm quoting, American servicemen are involved in ATACMS missile guidance and coordinating their flights to deliver the strike. We can say this with complete confidence. End quote. Alexander Mikhailov, head of the Russia's Bureau of Military Political Analysis, tells Sputnik. You can say he lies, but I would like you to go and verify. The pundit explained that US-made ATACMS use satellite navigation data that is provided by US military. There you have it. But hey, those 11,000 North Koreans, that turned everything around. Target selection and their coordinates is carried out by US military technical specialists. They're working on it, right? The process of loading the flight mission into the missile's guidance head is conducted by US soldiers. The launch cannot be carried out without the American officers. End quote, says Mikhailov. Americans wouldn't transfer either the algorithms or the codes or the mechanism for entering coordinates into the ATACMS missiles to officers of the Ukrainian armed forces. That's exactly what I said. It's not that these guys confirm. We can both be baboons and say stupid stuff and say, oh, because that baboon said that is true. No, but we know shit. We know shit. The Americans did not transfer to the Romanians air defense systems when they transferred it to, if you remember, I don't know, about 7 years or more, this to Poland and Romania. The Romanians did not have access to that. Why? The technology is too good, and they provided Romania with some Patriot systems. Okay, but Romania is a NATO ally. Romania tomorrow is just like this by the Americans if they want to. Ukraine is not. Ukraine as of now is a rogue state. It can turn around whenever it wants, or whenever the guys in the military want. Let's put it this way. So as I said, the Americans, that's why I don't think they have Abrams tanks operated by Ukrainian crews. I don't think they have F-16s operated by Ukrainian pilots for the same reason. Even Patriot systems in Kiev, or maybe HIMARS, they were not given to these guys. Why? They can turn around and give it to the Russians overnight. So no, they don't transfer technology just like that. This is imbecilic, again, for baboon food, which is fleas. That's what it is. Please, but that's what it is. Okay, let's go to the next article. Sputnik. Russia liberates Dalneye settlement in Donetsk region, and I'm going to show you where that is. Through decisive actions, forces of the Yug battle group liberated the settlement of Dalneye in the Donetsk People's Republic, DPR. The ministry briefing stated. Oh, where is that at, baby doll? Here it is. So this is Donetsk in here. All right, we'll go like this. And this is Pokrovsk. So it's obviously around Pokrovsk, towards Pokrovsk. This is Pokrovsk. The Russians call it Krasnoarmeysk. And here is the big town of whatever it was, which this map doesn't show us. But I have a better map. Don't worry, I got prepared right here. Here it is, baby doll. And the name of this is Dalneye. All right, Dalneye. All right, so this is where that little town of Bethlehem is. That means these guys, whomever are over here, they're doomed. And in the big scheme of things is, let me just do it like this, right here, this is Pokrovsk. You see all that? So that's done. All right, let's go to the next article, which is the most important for today. Ukrainska Pravda, Thursday, the 21st of November, 2024. Russians launch Rubezh intercontinental ballistic missile at Ukraine for first time ever. So that's the baby doll over there. And I'm going to show you its... Opa, meow meow, what's going on? Hello. I'm going to show you its specifications. Let's see what these guys say first. The Russians used the Rubezh intercontinental ballistic missile for the first time during the morning attack on Dnipro on 21st of November. Where is Dnipro? Dnipropetrovsk, right? Meow meow, what are you doing? I have to hold things here because meow meow is on a destructive path. All right, what do I do here? I think it's good. All right. Dnipropetrovsk is right here on the Donetsk River. Dnipropetrovsk or Dnipro. So this is where the ballistic ICBM was used. All right, it says here, this missile is a potential carrier of nuclear warheads. Okay, well, there may be this target practice as of now. And I'm quoting, Russian forces attacked the city of Dnipro, targeting businesses and critical infrastructure, not military, no, with various types of missiles between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m. on the morning of November 21st, 2024. They don't tell us exactly, but here, specifically, it's one intercontinental ballistic missile was launched from Russia's Astrakhan Oblast. A Kh-47M2 Kinzhal air-launched ballistic missile was fired from the MiG-31K fighter jet from Tambov Oblast, and 7 Kh-101 cruise missiles were launched from two 95ms strategic bombers in Volgograd Oblast. So the Kinzhals are hypersonic, and this one as well is a hypersonic, the whatever is Skapa Maka Maka. The Rubezh, it's also hypersonic. I will show you the specifications. Anything else from these guys? Oh, as a result of the combat efforts, Air Force anti-aircraft missile units destroyed six is the number of the 6 Kh missiles. The other missiles did not cause any significant damage. But hey, the US embassy was closed yesterday because they shat their pants with their patriots in Kiev somehow. They also urged media outlets and bloggers to act responsibly. That means don't say shit when sharing information regarding the combat activities of the Ukrainian armed forces and any threats to Ukraine. Otherwise, we're going to arrest you like we did in Kiev. Remember when the Russians attacked the first time they had the Patriot and one was hit? Ukrainska Pravda sources say missile in question is the RS-26 Rubezh, a medium-range ballistic missile. All right, let's see. With Rubezh RAP. Oh, here it is. It's a Russian solid fuel intercontinental ballistic missile. Is it equipped with thermonuclear MIRV or MARV payload, and is also intended to be capable of carrying the Avangard hypersonic guide vehicle. So here it is. It can go like this. Produced in 2011, and it can go like this. Operational range 5,800 kilometers demonstrated. It's about 4,000 miles, or maybe 3,800 miles. And right here, maximum speed over Mach 20. That's a hypersonic, because these guys now, the hypersonic, have about 7 to 12 kilometers per hour, I think it is. So here it is, my friends. These guys did it, and it didn't have any nuclear warheads attached to it or fitted. So what do you think? Well, I think the guys that are in charge of our lives, because that's how it used to be in the slavery time, that we don't like. You know, it was one guy who decided the life of everybody else because he could. But hey, he was not elected. But now we have people who are elected and they can do the same shit. What's the difference? Oh, we elect are the guys that can destroy our lives and our future. Exactly. And by the way, the guy was pre-selected for us to confirm his selection. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you do. And if you're here with me in minute, let me see, 24:04, so that means 25, that means you goddamn understand exactly what I'm saying with these guys being selected for us to validate the system. Every 4 years, we're asked to confirm their choices. Thank you very much for being with me again today. What do you think? Will the Russians use nuclear weapons? Well, they're going to be consistent. I don't see why these guys use this ballistic missile just to target practice. Or maybe it's a warning to the Poles, Romanians, and others. Baltic states, the prime suspects. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.